Welcome back, students of class 12. In our business study class, we have done chapter 1, and I hope all the explanation and the notes are clear to you, and you have made your own notes and question bank from that notes. So today we will start our new chapter, chapter 2, Principles of Management. In this, first of all, I will discuss the glossary words with you. Then I will explain the topics related to the chapter, and at last I have given you keynotes. So you have to make the notes of glossary words as well as keynotes that are given at the end of the PDF file and in video also. So, principle of management is a concept which we have studied in chapter 1 also, that management is based on art, science, and profession as well. So, principles are particularly the part of science, because you know that science is based on experiments, and that way our management is based on principles. So, I will take the glossary words first. So, the first glossary word is management principles. They are broad and general statements which guide thinking and action of managers under different situations. You can say management is an art of getting work done through others. So, when management and principle, that term joins together, it become a broad statement which says that manager is guiding his actions under different situations based on principles. So management principles, when combined, it become a broad statement in which the manager is guiding that how he is going to perform and going to perform his team in that particular situations. So we will move forward. Unity as strength. This term is very much familiar to you, and you are doing from class 1 to that unity is strength. So in the same way, in the principle of management, this term plays a very vital role, which says that it means the spirit of loyalty and devotion which unites the members of the family. Means in this unity of strength means where whole management, the whole persons involved or human resource involved in that particular organization is loyal towards its organization, and each member is going to put his or her full efficiency in that organization. Third one, scientific management. So scientific management means it is an art of knowing exactly what you want meant to do, and then some that they do it in the best and cheapest way. So in scientific management is totally the job of the manager, or it is an art in that manager, that first he should know what he want from his employees or from his men or from his human resource, those who are working for him, and then sum up that what situations happens and how they are going to work in that particular situation. Then you have to tell them the best way and the cheapest way so that they can achieve that particular organizational goal. Now we will move forward. Mutual revolution. To change the mindset and attitude of the workers and the management towards each other. Mutual means in which no one is forced to do, means they are mutually agreed to work together. So mutual revolution means to change the mindset of mutually in each individual of that organization, that they change the attitude of the workers and management towards each other, means both see to each other in a healthy manner and in a competent manner in which they are going to perform. Work study. The process of setting standard of every industrial activity to maintain output. Work study means in this it is a technique in which the manager is going to study the whole process in which he is going to make the standards of every industrial activity, so that what output he wants out of them, it should be coming in the same way. The next technique is the method study. It is conducted to find out one best method of doing a particular job. So in this, the manager works on different situations and find out which is the best method. With that method, he can take out best out of from that particular person. Motion study. It is a technique which involves the study of the motion like lifting, standing, sitting, changing postures which take place while doing a particular job. So motion study means that doing a particular work, how you are doing that. Are you wasting your time in moving, standing, sitting, changing your postures? If they are required, you have to frequently check the persons who are working for you that their motions are frequent and those motions are relevant to do for doing that particular job. If not, you have to make them out of that condition so that they can work without wasting their time. Next is time study. It is a technique which is used to measure the time that may be taken by a workman of a reasonable skills and an ability to perform various elements of the task in a job. So time study is a technique to measure the time that may be taken by the workman. In this, you are going to see that how much time is taken by the particular individual, so you can see what is the average efficiency or effectiveness of that particular person doing that job, and how you can improve others, those who are taking much more time as compared to others. Fatigue study. It seeks to determine the extent and frequency of rest intervals required for workers during the whole shift. In fatigue study, it is very much clear that you have to see that how much fatigueness is there, means how much rest intervals are required by each group of workers who are working in the whole shift, so that they can work with more efficiency. Last one is functional foremanship. According to this technique, the task of supervision divided into 8 specialized functions, and each function and each is assigned to a specialized foreman. So in this, each function is assigned to 8 supervisors so that the work can be done in a efficient manner. So now we will start our chapters with the first term, that is principle. So principle is a fundamental truth or proposition that serves as the foundation for a system of belief or behavior or for a chain of reasoning. So you can say a principle is a fundamental truth or a proposition that serves as a foundation for the system. They want to say if you are working for an organization, you should have your own principles. You should work on that principles because those principles are the foundation. If the foundation is weak, then your organization is no more longer to work. That's why we make principles of management. So principle of management is a broad term and it gives you general guidelines which are not very specific. You can apply those general guidelines in any situations for taking your managerial decisions and changing the behavior towards the employees. So management principles are not as rich as the principle of science. We mean to say that in science the experiments are rigid. If that is applied in one particular situation, you can't use that in any other. But in management of principles, you can use the principle in any situation. Means if situation is changing, you can change that principle to any situation. It depends upon you and depends upon the behavior of the human, that how they are going to work for that. So you can say that it is an applied creativity and according to the demand of the situation. If demand of situation wants that one particular principles in different situation, you can move to different situation. Then we will come back to our nature of principles of management. As you can see, I have given you the chart in which I have mentioned the seven main nature or the features of principle of management: universal, journal guidelines, practice and experimentation, flexible, behavior, cause and effect relationship, contingent. So we will discuss all these seven principles one by one. So first we will move toward the first principle, that is universal applicability. So universal applicability means that it is accepted all over the world. It is accepted universally all over the world. It doesn't mean that the principle has been developed in USA, that principles are going to be adopted by the USA only, or they are applicable in that particular country. No, it is applicable all over the world. It depends upon the managerial skills of that particular organization, that how they are going to apply that in their organization. So it means the principle of management is applicable in all type of organization all over the world, whether it is a business or non-business, small or big, doesn't matter on the nature of organization. It will be applied in the same way as in big as in small. Second, journal guidelines. They are general guidelines to action but do not provide straight solution to all managerial problems, as the business situations are complex and dynamic. So they say they are general guidelines, they are not specific. As we say, they can be applied in any situations, but need not they will give you as exact as the science gives you the result after experiments. It depends. Sometimes it proves good and best for your organization, sometimes not, and you have to lose in that, because it depends upon the dynamic nature of the business. It is dynamic because it is forced by both internal or external environment. So you can't say that they give you the same result if you are going to apply it in your organization. Formed by practice and experimentation. These principles are formed from the knowledge, experience, and experiments of the managers. As scientists do the experiments for science, in the same way managers are going to make these principles for you according to their knowledge, their experience, their real life situations experience which they have gathered while working for so long. The next one is flexible. These principles are not rigid and can be adapted and modified by practicing managers depending upon the situation. So these principles are flexible, that if you are going to apply in one organization, then it can be applied in some others. Post data is going to apply one principle of management in particular situation. In the same way, Reliance can also apply that principle in some other situation. Then we come to mainly behavior. Since the principle aim at influencing complex human behavior, they are behavior in nature. As we know, we are going to apply these principles, and these are totally depend upon the behavior because they are formed by the managers who are human beings. So behavior of one human being is totally different from the other, and in organizations there are so many human resources and managers working at different level. So mainly it depends upon the behavior, that how you are going to take that particular principle in that situation. Cause and effect relationship. They are intended to establish relationship between cause and effect so that they can be used in various situations. So firstly they find out the cause, and then that cause is going to affect that particular organization in different situation. Contingent. Their applicability depends upon the prevailing situation at a particular point of time. The application has to be changed as per the situation. So it totally depend upon that on what particular point of time you are going to perform that functions. According to that it is going to change. Now we move forward to the significance of principles of management, or you can say the importance of management. As we move forward, you can see a chart in which I have explained the importance or significance of principles of management. There are mainly six, like providing managers with useful insight into reality, optimum utilization of resources and effective administration, scientific decisions, meeting the changing environmental requirements, fulfilling social responsibilities, management training, education, and research. So, now I will explain these 6 points to you as we move forward. Our first one is providing managers with useful insights into reality. It says that principle of management guide managers with useful insights into real world situation which improve their knowledge, ability, and understanding of various managerial situations and circumstances. So, we can say that these principles are going to provide an insight to see further. They are providing the managers that they can see further with these principles, because some managers are going to apply this, and now these principles are made and these have given the benefit to organization. Now you can use these principles according to your situations and circumstances and use your knowledge and ability to prove that is right. Next, optimum utilization of resources and effective administration. The resources with the company are limited. Management principles equip the managers to see the cause and effect of their decisions and actions and thus reduce wastage. Optimum utilization of resources means maximum benefit with minimum cost. So, in second point, optimum utilization of resources and effective administration. So in this, the manager has to manage that how he can utilize the resources which are limited with his effective management policy, so that he can give maximum benefit to the organization with minimum cost. Now we move forward to our scientific decisions. Decisions must be based on facts, thoughtful, and justifiable in terms of intended purpose. Management principle must be timely, realistic, and subject to measurement and evolution. Principles are free from bias and biasness. So they say that our principles are scientific in nature, which are very thoughtful because they has been formed by the experience of the managers who are working in this line for many years. So these management principle must be timely, realistic, and subject to measurement, that how they are going to apply in that particular situation. Meeting the changing environmental requirements. So we say that management principles are effective and dynamic because they are going to meet the requirements or the changes that are going to happen in external environment also, or in internal environment also. Internal means the changes that are going to happen in our own organization, and external forces means that political parties stability, whether our political parties are changing, our government is changing, the taste and preferences of the customers are changing. These are external factors which are going to affect our organization. Fulfilling social responsibility. Now, due to increased awareness of public forces, all companies are required to fulfill social responsibilities. Principle of management not only help in achieving organizational goals but also guide managers in performing social responsibilities. So in same way, These principles are not only meant for managers to perform their organizational duties, but they have to work for society also. Means if you are working in an organization, you have to think about the good quality at cheap rate to our customers also, and what they want, and at how much cost they want. They should be know that also. The last, management training, education and research. So management principles are the core of management and are helpful in increasing knowledge, which form the basis for management training and research. These are the points which I have explained to you for the significance of principles of management. So today we have discussed the principles of management, its nature, its significance, and the glossy words. As you can see, under the significance, I have given you keywords for the case studies. These keywords are very helpful. If you found these keywords in the case study, you know to which topic these are related. So you can go through that and note down in your notebooks these keywords, which are very helpful in solving the case studies. After that, read all the notes carefully. Write all the glossy words, make your notes, do the full assignments. I have given you short multiple choice questions and some one word questions also in the assignments. Go through the notes and video very carefully and then do the assignments. Okay students, take care. Bye bye.